And welcome back to the show. Stressful time of year for some people because, oddly enough, they're worried that they're going to eat too much. What a wonderful problem to have in the sense that some people are doing without this time of year. But for others, there are so many events to attend, and they show up, and myself included, I tend to start grazing, and I eat too much, but I don't know I've eaten too much till after I've eaten too much. And that sounds confusing. Here to make sense of it is Dave Smith, MakeYourBodyWork.com. How are you, sir?
Doing well, thanks.
Please tell me this has happened to you. Was there a day where you've gone to an event and you plop down beside the peanuts and you just go to town?
Not the peanuts. Last week, sushi. Sushi is my weak point.
Oh, yes.
I did all-you-can-eat sushi last week, and I was a compulsive overeater for one night.
Now, mind you, sushi, except for the rice, is not calorically very high, and I wouldn't think bad for you.
Spicy mayo. That's the trouble right there.
Well, that's an interesting part of it, of just the whole equation, is maybe not where you're eating, but the dip, whatever you're dipping it in.
Totally. It adds up. You'd think each little piece probably isn't that bad, but when you compound that by 20 or 30 or whatever it is.
Well, you know, Dave, I sit down at night and I've got this little bowl that holds the veggies, and I'll have broccoli or carrots, and then at the end is where you put the dip.
Yeah.
And it's great that I'm eating the veggies, but I have to admit, those suckers are diving into the dip before I eat them, and I think, am I really doing good because I'm having, in this case, salad dressing with them?
Well, it is moderation. I was watching your last segment when you were in the kitchen, and I thought, I'm going to come on and seem like the Grinch who stole Christmas, saying, don't eat any of this. And that's not the message, but...
Well, no, and Marianne said the same. It's just in moderation. So it's not that you are sworn off. You're not saying, no, I will not eat.
Correct.
Cake, or do you have one weakness? Do you have your Achilles heel?
Honestly, sushi is the one. I could do all.
That's not evil enough. Dave, someone watching is not. I was going to say.
Sure. Not a sweets guy at all.
Mark, water chestnuts. I just popped them like Tic Tac. No. It's got to be something.
We'll go with
pizza. Okay, pizza. All right, I'll take pizza.
Yeah, and all-you-can-eat pizza bar would be my weakness. But, you know, our message is not to try and deprive yourself. Even I'll eat pizza occasionally, but it's getting the idea that there's a mental component of overeating or of eating properly.
And what is that mental component? What is that?
Well, there's sort of two reasons we eat. And one of them would be a goal-oriented reason, and that's when, okay, I'm hungry, I need something to eat.
Yeah.
And that's the one that we probably don't do enough of. The other one is called a stimulus response, and that's eating out of habit, or eating because it's a social reason, or eating because you had a stressful day. And those are the things that we need to be.
Or she won't call me back.
Yeah, which could be.
Is that another? Yeah,
Sure.
I've got about 10 pounds right here attributed to not hearing back. Yeah. No, but different reasons, different triggers, if you will.
Yeah, it triggers a great example, yeah. We often use the example, imagine you walk into a room and it's a dark room. The first thing you do is you reach over and flip the light switch. And then if that light burns out, the next day you walk into the room, what do? You go flip the light switch, even though the light's not going to turn on. It's the same with eating. You know, I was talking to one of my clients yesterday, had a great example. He said, every night I put the kids to bed at 8 o'clock, and I go on the couch and I eat. He said, I'm not even hungry. That's what I do. Dave,
and therein lies my problem. I'm so used to having my hand in something grazing that, boy, it sounds silly. It's hard for me to watch TV because I'm fidgety. I'm thinking I should be snacking, and that's horrible. How do I shake it? How do I not do that?
What you just said, that is a prime example. I talk about mindfulness, mindful eating versus automated eating where you're doing it in front of the TV. So one quick rule is don't eat in front of the TV or in front of the computer or while you're doing something. Sit down and eat, and that's the activity.
Make it a separate inclusive activity.
And you'll notice the amount of time spent eating drastically shortens. Who wants to sit and eat all day?
Right.
Well, spend all their time eating. So that's one. To go with the mindfulness, and I know this takes a little bit of effort, but take a day and actually track everything you eat. And it is such an eye-opener. I try and practice that myself about twice a year.
Okay.
And every time I look at it and think, wow, I didn't realize I was eating that.
And there's apps you can download that will do that.
There's tons of apps.
That make it a lot easier.
Yeah, they have a huge database of food, and you literally just drag and drop in the ones as you eat them. But it's usually a pretty good eye-opener to see those little things. Well, I ate this while I was watching TV and probably didn't even notice it.
Well, you know what? And you hit on something that I will enjoy the first 3 mouthfuls, but then all of a sudden it's like I blacked out. I've eaten 3/4 of a dry box of cereal. And I wasn't even really hungry when I sat down.
That's exactly it.
And then I get the guilt. And then a lot of my exercising is guilt exercising. And that's not the reason to have to do it, right?
Well, and that's another strategy actually that I offer is quite often we eat for the mental, it's a dopamine release, so the chemical that we get from our brain that gives us that satisfaction is dopamine.
Okay.
And exercise, you get a similar response. You get different chemicals that give you that sort of, you hear about a runner's high?
Yes.
Same sort of thing. So if you're looking for a healthy thing to do, throw in some exercise into your day, and then that need for that dopamine is actually lessened.
So, and I've never gone to the gym or been on the treadmill, gotten off and thought that was a waste of time. I have never thought that. It's hard to get on there.
Yeah.
It's hard during, but I've never left the gym.
It's true.
But on the contrary, I've thought, gee, this is a good feeling. I should do this more often.
Yeah.
One other thing, in just a couple minutes to go, is to say that a lot of people feel stressed that they may be trying to live a healthy lifestyle, but they have friends coming over in the article that I read. And if some of these friends are overweight, they feel like I better not put out healthy things. They'll see it as an insult. In other words, you get to this point where people feel the guilt of I better put out the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't want these people to go, oh, we got to eat your healthy stuff. Therein lies another pressure.
Well, I'll take the opposite perspective, though. How many times have you received a gift of something that was very unhealthy and you thought, I don't want to eat this, so what do you do with it? Well, I'll just take it to work. And you joked about that earlier.
Yes.
But then we're all sabotaging each other by taking all of our junk for our coworkers or taking it to someone else's house when they're hosting dinner.
Make the world fatter so I look thinner.
Maybe that's the strategy.
Is that sort of the deal? No, but you're right. It's the old, if I get it out of my way.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind. But I firmly believe everyone wants to eat a little healthier. So if you have guests over, I wouldn't worry about offending them or making them feel self-conscious.
Don't worry. They may look at it as a plus that you're introducing them to something a little healthier.
Most definitely.
Be it a dip or some nibblies out there too.
Most definitely.
Fantastic. And never early enough. People tend to wait for the new year, but I advocate they should look at now starting the fitness routine.
Definitely. And during the holidays is actually a great time. I have people all the time say, hey, should I even start right now or is this just going to be a write-off? And every little thing, one of the strategies that I give is just pick one little goal each day. And maybe it's eliminate the dip from your vegetables and just eat the vegetables, whatever it is. But why not start right now?
Or maybe half of the dip. Let's not go overboard.
Okay,
Sure. My dog eats them too.
You can eat dip on the carrots, not on the broccoli.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay, there's a fair 1 for 1 too. Well, I'll tell you what. Get started. Go online to makeyourbodywork.com and also on Facebook too with Dave Smith, and he will get you started on the right routine to help you working out with the convenience of doing it over the internet. How wonderful is that too? May Santa bring you a lot of sushi under the Christmas tree.
Thank you. Thank you.
But not too early because then it won't be good. We are back in just a sec. Stay with us.